Doge unleashes the truth, exposing corruption in politicians, and those politicians desperately want it hidden. So, now, this is a wake up call. Your tax dollars are funding ghosts. Woo! Over 300 years old. Puppet shows in war zones and luxury lifestyles for people who aren't even citizens. And Doge, led by Elon Musk, the very controversial Elon Musk at that, is the one who is trying to stop it. Politicians are terrified, and why do you think? Gentlemen, why do you think the politicians are so terrified of this Doge?
Well, first off, because a lot of politicians, one, are beholden to donations. Some of them are funding side projects through different departments of the government, as we're going to discuss, such as U.S. aid, as we're finding out. And the thing is, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. You should want the federal government to be audited. And for those of you who say, well, I don't like Elon Musk, okay, I understand that. But I want to ask you this question. There wouldn't be it wouldn't be necessary for Elon Musk or have this this department that President Trump has started if Congress was oversighting like they're supposed to. And that goes, both sides are guilty of that. Republicans and Democrats. Mike.
Oh boy, it's quite obvious why politicians are afraid at all levels. Okay, anytime you can tell me, look, young lady, sweetheart, a year ago you were busting tables at a Tex-Mex restaurant. Okay, now you get a gig in Congress. Okay, you're making decent money for the DMV area. The DMV area is DC, Maryland, and Virginia, which is expensive. Okay, you're making $200K a year. Okay, so you're going to tell me a few years later, after making $200K a year, living in the DMV, you're now worth $17 million? Come on. Oh, well, I had smart investments. Oh, are you that good of an investor? Are you that good of a stock picker? Are you better than a Warren Buffett or Jim Simons or Ray Dalio? You know, and here's the deal. Here's the deal. If you can't, I trade stocks and commodities, okay? If you can't sit there and tell me what a confluence zone is, or a Fibonacci retracement, or an accumulation or distribution zone, you're not trading. You're not that good. You're not that good. So you can't sit there and tell me that you went from $220,000 a year to a net worth of $17 million in 5 years because you're an awesome stock picker. Warren Buffett never done that. And we all know who Warren Buffett is. Ray Dalio never did that. Michael Bloomberg never did that. Jim Simons never did that. Charlie Munger never did that. I can go on and on down the list. So you're going to sit there and tell me you have more financial and economic knowledge than those powerhouses? I don't think so. So it's quite obvious why politicians are afraid. Do I need to say any more?
Well, the Department of Government Efficiency, led by Musk, has exposed some shocking corruption. I don't care whether you like them or not. How about, here are some things. Social Security fraud. Over 20 million recipients aged over 105 years old. Some
listed as over 300 years old.
Yes.
And that, I don't know, Joe, I'm not a genius, but to me that indicates massive fraud.
Yes. And I don't care what your politics are. You should be concerned about where your tax money is going. So $59.3 million for migrant hotels, $20 million for Iraqi puppets, $32K for, just the list goes on and on. So far, Doge has saved over $2 billion, probably more, since the recording of this video, probably a lot more actually. So politicians are fighting to shield $20 billion in climate handouts. There's a $1 billion slush fund, and there's going to be more to come. So the bombshell, Social Security's deep secret. Who wants to add anything to that?
I know this. A lot of politicians are fighting to shield a $20 billion climate handouts and 1 billion slush funds. More on that soon.
Yep. From 90 to 99 years old. You have, here's a breakdown by age, and over 6,054,000 people. 100 to
That's just the tip
100.
of the iceberg.
Yeah,
That's the tip of the
100.
iceberg.
Yeah, 100 to 109, almost 4.8 million, depending on rounded off. More than should be alive, right? What about 110 to 119?
That's almost impossible. There are some people that have lived to be 119, but I
Yes.
don't think there are 5 million of them in the United States.
What
And
about
now, yeah,
120? What about 120
120.
years old?
There are 10 million people apparently, 120 and more, who are. There are 10 million people who are at least 120 years
How
old.
about
Now,
how about the Civil War era? 209 to 220 plus people. That's
yeah,
209 years old, or 220 years old, I should say, and over 300 years old.
right. And unless you believe certain fables, nobody I know or know of has lived to be over 300 years old. So this is the ultimate proof of corruption.
Now, people will say, "Oh, we want to see more proof." There's critics saying we don't. Like I said, I want people to think about this. Had Congress done what it's supposed to do, they're supposed to oversight. They haven't. Neither side has done it. You wouldn't have to have a guy like Elon Musk or Donald Trump taking a sledgehammer. Whether you like Trump or not, I don't care. The government is too bloated. Mike.
Well, folks want the data. I have the data for you. Okay, this is from the Government Accountability Office. Fiscal year, this is the last time the study was conducted, 2023. Okay, for fiscal year 2023, 14 agencies reported a total estimated $236 billion in improper payments across 71 programs. This is what they found so far. Okay, payments. Okay, 5.1 billion. That's overpayments. Now, keep in mind, folks, this is just in 1 year, 2023, 1 year, one fiscal year, which runs from October to October. Okay, 175.1 billion overpayments of your tax dollars if you're American. If you're American. Okay, known payments, Zelensky, 44.6 billion. 44.6 billion. Fiscal year 2023. Look at the data. Go to the website, Government Accountability Office, fiscal year 2023. All of the information is there. Underpayments. We're underpaying anybody. 11.5 billion. 11.5 billion. Technically improper payments, 4.6 billion. All this information is public information. It's on the Government Accountability website, fiscal year 2023. Do the research. That's all I got.
Yeah, and you can go down this list and condom confusion. Where condoms were allegedly sent. Now Politico, yeah, Politico, like Politico's are the website, the Politico, $8 million in funding, and of course they're claiming that Politico made a statement claiming it's not true, basically saying the reason that funding is because government people subscribe to it, whatever. There's a lot of waste in this government, Dan, is there not?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, this is not a very popular view on either side of the spectrum, but Doge is doing what a lot of people, including myself, were hoping Bernie Sanders would do 10 years ago. And in a different video, I'm going to play a song on that. People act like it's only Trump and his underlings that want to do this. No. Both sides that are non-establishment have wanted to expose this corruption and horrible misspending, while the average taxpayer, American taxpayer, has been shortchanged.
You know what gets me? What about the 4.7 trillion in lack of tracking? It's like an open-end item. Where does 4.7 trillion go? It's like it was an open-ended item. No one has no idea who's getting the money.
Yeah. How about 784 million that's going to the South Sudan embassy, which is supposedly bigger than the South Sudanese economy altogether? I don't know about that, but Doge has questions about it.
Why a lot of Democrats oppose, and why some even liberal establishment Republicans oppose this? It's because it's their mess. DEI, aid, U.S. aid. A lot of people are complaining about U.S. aid. Well, let me just tell you folks something out there about U.S. aid. When President Kennedy established the U.S. aid organization, the purpose of it was for it to fund American interests around the world, not do plays, in Ireland. This, look, the facts are there if you want them. Okay. Obviously, U.S. aid is temporarily frozen. I understand the critics are saying, "Well, food is in ports." I get it. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not perfect. Has the Elon Musk in this department made mistakes? Yes, but
Hmm.
again, I want you to think, folks. It goes back to Congress not doing their job properly, and that's both sides that haven't done their job. This
That's
isn't.
right.
So if you didn't want this, if you had our elected officials done done their job with our tax money, probably wouldn't be sitting in this situation right now. It's been going on for decades upon decades.
Yeah. By the way, Doge's mission about saving America from waste. Well, apparently there's been up to 521 billion yearly that has been gone missing or for fraudulent claims or whatever. Do you know something about that? Oh, Mike.
What I do know is that a couple of years ago, in when was the withdrawal of Afghanistan? I'm sorry, the horrible withdrawal of Afghanistan. What year was
Oh
that?
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That was
yes,
2021 that they withdrew. 2021 was
Okay,
when the U.S.
and
withdrew
that
from
and this,
Afghanistan.
yes.
in my opinion,
2021.
yeah, okay, correct. In my opinion, that's why people are worried, right? There's somebody in the DMV. Take my word on this, and I'll bet this is being recorded. There's somebody in the DMV right now that's sweating bullets because they're going to find out whose idea, who's responsible for leaving $86 billion of your tax money in Afghanistan. $86 billion. Now, those of us who have been in the military and have done logistics, we know when you go down range, every single piece of equipment is accounted for by something. You don't leave from downrange until you have that piece of equipment. Who signed over that equipment to be left there? It's on Biden's watch. That's $86 billion, brother. $86 billion, not million, not thousand, $86 billion of your money being left to the Taliban. And now, from my knowledge, they were having parades here not too long ago. They fixed up the MRAPs, they fixed up the Humvees, and now they're taunting that in America's face. After $86 billion, $86 billion they left downrange of your money. If that doesn't want you to put someone on trial from the Biden administration, there's nothing I can do for you. The education in America is really in trouble if you don't think that's a crime. $86 billion, $86 billion, $86 billion, not thousand, not million, $86 billion. And now the Taliban has it, and now they're flaunting it.
Folks, real quick, if you're
that want to challenge me on that, I want answers for that because that's bullcrap. That's bullcrap. $86 billion downrange. That disrespects, that dishonors every single soldier that went to Afghanistan and fought and lost their life. It's ridiculous. That should be a crime. And I know because I've been in Afghanistan, so I know that's a crime. They should be tried for that. It's irresponsible. It's horrible.
They should.
It's horrible. That disrespected every single soldier that lost their lives in the mountains of Afghanistan. Every single.
yeah. What I was saying, the connection, Mike, is in parts unknown, so we apologize for that connection. It's not his fault. Hopefully you heard everything there he had to say. And again, we don't care what side of the aisle you're on. Taxpayer money has been abused, and we got to get it fixed. And maybe to you it's not the perfect way, but at least somebody is trying to do something about it. And look, it's like this. If I give you money and you say you need it for one thing, and I say you need, I need to, my car repairs, I need to pay rent. Can I borrow $5,000? Okay, I give you the $5,000. I see you at the casino blowing the $5,000. I would be pissed. Or if someone did that to you, you'd be pissed off. So think about what the government is doing with the tax money. It should.
Oh, but careful. Those that are in the swamp, they're starting to fight dirty, and politicians are striking back. The bureaucrats, as the bureaucrats dig in, they're saying, Stonewall Doge, protect jobs, not yourselves. Oh. And there's lawsuits claiming the Doge's illegal shield. There's a shield of $20 billion for climate handouts. I don't know. There's lawsuits on it. And some say are calling it just a stunt, a smear campaign saying you can't
Well,
disprove fraud. Ah,
here's the latest foolishness, okay? Here's the latest foolishness I've heard, okay? The resignation era. Well, we're going to protest by resigning from our positions like the 4 or 5 DOJ judges when Mayor Eric Adams got one of his case dismissed, right? And the 4 DOJ judges, we'll just resign. Well, then freaking resign. You're expendable. You can be replaced, then resign. You don't want to do the job, then resign. Resign. That's okay. That's okay. We'll find someone else, and they will. Trump will. He will. Oh, he'll find someone else.
Don't
So if you want to resign to protest,
don't get
then
me
freaking
started on
resign.
civil service. I mean, not civil service, but civil service. Huh.
No,
Don't
go
get me
ahead.
started on civil service, man.
No.
I worked beside a lot of them in the military. I worked with, and a lot of them weren't doing nothing. They were sitting surfing the internet all day. They weren't doing hardly any work, a good portion of them. I'm not saying all civil service workers, but a portion of them, I'm telling you. The fat needs to be trimmed from the federal government, man. The fat must be trimmed, whether it's misappropriation of money or too many people just sitting back. And not only civil service workers, but about 4-star generals and admirals that are just sitting up there in the Pentagon getting fat. And then they retire and they get these fat they do these they sit in the board of these defense contracting companies.
man. And in
That's right.
fact, you guys, I'm reading a book right now called Fat Leonard about all the corruption within the top brass of the U.S. Navy. Ooh, I mean,
Well,
I'm
yeah,
semi-shocked, but the average person would be extremely shocked.
it's like they used to tell us at Halliburton
Yeah.
KBR. They didn't tell us this at ITT when I worked for ITT. But at Halliburton KBR, they're like, hey, if you don't want to be here, we got 2,000 other resumes in Houston, Texas. If you don't want to be here,
Yep.
here's HR, submit your resignation letter. We'll have somebody on the plane from Houston by tomorrow. We have 2,000 other resumes for just your one spot. Just your one, probably even more than that. We have 2,000 resumes at a minimum just for your one job. If you don't want to be here, that's fine. Just let us know. There's the HR office. See you. It's been nice. It's been fun. It's been great. See you. I wish you the best of luck. And get on the phone to Houston. We need a replacement, and they'll be here in a couple of days. It's that easy.
Yeah,
So
very
if you
true.
want
They
to
would tell us.
resign, then resign. See ya.
Yeah.
You're expendable.
L3
You're
Communications,
expendable.
where I worked for them. Same thing. When I retired from the Navy, L3 was the first company I worked for. They would tell you the same thing. We have 500 others for your position.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's exactly right. So if you want to resign in a form as a form of protest, see ya. we got people. See, but here's the thing though, and here's what's going to piss people off because Trump's going to bring in his own people, and people claim that he's a racist. So if you resign, there might be somebody put in a position that you really don't agree with and may have a different ideology than you. So, and now they're going to have power of your job. So there's something you need to think about. So, I just resign, well, then freaking resign. He has a replacement waiting. That's what he wants. That's what he wants.
Wow.
These people think that they're like they have all this knowledge of the world, like you can't be replaced. No, you can be replaced. And the person that's going to replace you, I guarantee you, if you resign, you're not going to like their ideologies if it comes from Trump. I guarantee you that. So go ahead and resign. Go ahead and resign and just go home and sit on the sofa or try to find a new way to fight. But I guarantee you, you're not going to win. Trump is accomplishing everything he wants to do right now. Now, it's only been a month, right? It's only a month. It's only a month. There's another long 4 years and 11 months to go. 4 years and 10 months. Or 3 years.
Yeah, well, 3 years. Actually, 3 years.
Right.
Dan, anything else?
This fight is for all of us, though. Us as in the common people. Look, I may live abroad, but whenever I make money, I have to pay taxes to America as well, assuming I make over a certain amount. And I want these corrupt politicians exposed. I don't care which way they lean, whether they have an elephant or a donkey in front of them. It doesn't matter. Corruption is corruption, and I want that money back. I want better paved roads. I want better schools. I want safer streets in general. I'm sick and tired of all these international wars and the money laundering that goes with it. I want America to actually take care of itself first before going and butting in other people's business and using it as
I
an excuse to launder money.
I agree with that point. Americans, we need to look out for our people that are struggling. We need schools and roads. We're long overdue for infrastructure. There's a ton of things we can go on and on about. But
Right.
folks, with that being said, Mike, do you have something else to add before we?
Yeah, we just need a politician that's going to look out for the people, right? Trump has his ways. Is he a racist or is he prejudiced? We don't know. You know, some people love Trump. Some people in the past, Mike Tyson, Floyd Mayweather, Snoop Dogg, Rick Ross. I can go down the list of black men. David Stewart, America's wealthiest black, that met with Trump. And then you have others that claims he's a hardcore racist. I just want somebody in there who's going to do the right thing for us, for the American people. We have STI and STD breakouts in places like Houston, Texas, but we're sending condoms to freaking Yemen or wherever we're going. What kind of sense does that make? Right? Okay, so I would want them to look out for us, for the American people. That's all.
All right. Well, folks, what do you think? Please
Leave your comments in the below. Like, subscribe, share, bang the notification bell. And Joe said please already for me, so I don't need to say it again.
Well, folks, just remember, all free speech is welcome here. Free speech is available for people like you and people like us, and tell us what you think. And wherever you're out in the world, have a great day. Have a great evening. Take care.